This country has a national security problem, and it is not terrorism. It is fear. The idea that something or someone is dangerous or a threat. Fear keeps us safe. We are afraid of things that are harmful to us. But fear can also be exploited to scare us into an action or to terrify us so much that we feel the need to get them before they get us.
"22-year-old Satine Tashnizi grew up in California and Utah, but still feels a strong tie to her rich Iranian heritage.
I'm the first to be born in the U.S. out of all of my extended family. My father came here in 1978. My mom came here in 1992, and they have been here ever since.
But just like every other American family, hers mourned and wept on a fateful day in American history.
Neil, it's Brian. A plane crashed into the trade center. It's on fire, and I'm in it, and I can't breathe.
Yes, I remember 9/11. My dad burst open the door and he said, I've never seen him distraught like this. He said they hit the Twin Towers. And my mom was watching the replay of the first plane hitting the tower. She started to cry. And my dad was speechless. I was watching the television live when the second plane hit. And then my mom started screaming.
At the young age of 6, Satine began to see how those attacks would not only strike fear in the hearts of her fellow Americans, but they would haunt her and her family in the years to come.
After that, we were, my family was a lot more with their heads down. My father didn't let me go to school that day, and I remember thinking, why would they hurt me? What does this have to do with me? People begin to think they knew where my country was after 9/11, but even then, you begin to develop another narrative of terrorism and radical Islam and those people.
Though only a child, it was not difficult for Satine to notice the growing mistrust and suspicion within some members of her own community.
We had a landlord who, I remember she really didn't like us. She had called the FBI and told them that my family were terrorists. And then 2 young, handsome FBI agents came to our door. They asked him, so who do you call in Iran? Why are you here? How long have you been here? Do you have any negative feelings towards America? Do you love your country? Do you want to live here? Why did you come here? We really felt like we were on some level at their mercy. On one hand, I understand that they were scared and they were fearful, and I don't want to punish Americans for feeling that way. But was it right that the FBI came to our door and investigated us? I don't know. If I say it was wrong, I'm being unfair to them as human beings. But if I say that it was right, I am willfully surrendering a part of my freedom and rights in a way.
Despite her family's subjection to hostile sentiments, Satine was always taught to retain a deep appreciation for what her mother deemed a land of opportunity.
I remember after the FBI agents left, my mom sat me down and said, I know what you saw may have been kind of alarming to you, and you must always be kind to America because this country gave us everything. And don't ever dislike America because people will look at you different.
Still, as Satine grew, she would be forced to grapple with the parts of her identity that seemed to isolate her from her peers.
When I was in 3rd grade, we were coloring pictures of President George Washington, and we're talking about being proud to be an American, and I said, I'm Iranian. And my teacher was very angry, and she turned to me and said, you're not Iranian, you are an American. And I began to cry. I didn't know what to say. Because then I felt this weird, like, am I being bad by not saying I'm an American? Is it wrong? And so as I grow up and look back at that experience, I think that's very insulting. You know, who are you to tell me what being an American means? Who are you to tell me I'm not Iranian?
Though Satine has since become proud of her national and religious heritage, it has not been an easy road to walk in light of conflicting messages in the media and world around her.
I think my definition of Islam comes from a cocktail of different circumstances and different sources and places. And when you turn on the news and you hear Islamic extremism, Islamic radicalism, radical Islam, and there weren't a lot of Muslims in our community, and so that's part of it as well. So when I asked my dad, are we Muslim? He said, I don't know, here's the Quran, you read it and tell me. A lot of times these cultural tendencies and identities are not in the Quran. They are interpreted for themselves. And so it's hard to look at an area of the world that you don't live in and see, well, we're Muslim, we behave this way.
Satine's exploration of her faith extends beyond her personal religious practices, as she studies Middle Eastern politics in a political science program at the University of Utah.
Well, now that I'm in college, I'm beginning to explore Islam and what it means, and I realized I had a very great dislike for it in the beginning, that I said, no, I will not be a part of this. And so, and I thought I was very open-minded and educated about it, but that was not the case. As I grew and had friends who were girls who wore hijabs, who were proud to wear it. I had friends who were Muslim that were like me, that lived the exact same lifestyle that I did, but I'm still kind of unpacking this, and there must be a separation between the religion and the culture. I think I am fearful of being labeled as unpatriotic, when in reality, you will find no one else around me that loves America more.
No one who loves America more, and no one who has a greater hope for its future.
And so I want Americans to be fearless in every way, less fearful of each other, fearful of their neighbors, fearful of things they don't understand. I want people to wake up in the morning and choose to learn instead of build a wall. Choose to ask questions instead of push a narrative. There should be no us versus them. It should be us, all of us.
So, my friends, let us walk together with confidence, for we are those who seek the truth. Let us empower the righteous and call the liar a liar. Let us be fearless in our endeavors and be the light that takes this world into the next generation. For if you look inside your hearts, I know you'll realize there is nothing to be afraid of after all.